Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm a prophet and messenger of Almighty God Allah. Welcome back to the Angel Room podcast. Today, I will be introducing myself a bit more and diving into our first topic, that of prophethood. So, before we get started, I am a prophet and messenger of Almighty God Allah. And what that means is I am devoting my life on this earth and in the hereafter to serving Almighty God Allah with all of my strength, all of my talents, and all of my resources. What that also means is that I am committed to spreading His message, and that is the message of Al-Islam, which is the message that all of the prophets brought. Every single one of them brought the message of worship none but Allah, the one true God. My entire life, I have called people to worship none but Allah, and I'm continuing that work, and every day I get stronger and more committed to pushing this message forward, because I see all of the transgressions in society and how it can affect you if you don't kind of fight back, like metaphorically speaking, and even if you are being oppressed in the land. You must fight back. You can't, it's a disservice to allow yourself to be harmed or in harm's way just because you're worshiping God. That's terrible for anyone to harm anybody just because of who they worship. We're all given the free will to dwell here on this earth, and we're told to dwell here peacefully with one another and call each other peacefully to the worship of Almighty God Allah. So anybody who transgresses those bounds, God says in the Quran, basically, verily does man transgress all bounds when they think themselves to be self-sufficient, as in they don't worship Him. They don't worship the one that created them. And with that, and this is now going back to just speaking with you, with that comes so many problems. People who think that they can do anything by themselves and that they don't need their creator. It's that doesn't make any sense, and it's just going to lead to a lot of destruction in the earth, which we are seeing today all around the world. People who want to be held up as God, and they are not God, and they're literally God's creation, trying to tout that they have this power over people, that if they have any power is only by the will of Almighty God Allah. Okay, so moving into the verses in the Quran about prophethood specifically and messengers, we're going to look at first the translation of Surah 40, ayat 78. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the rejected enemy, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. And we have already sent messengers before you. And among them are those we have related to you, and among them are those we have not related to you. And it was not for any messenger to bring a sign except by Allah's permission, or subhanAllah, except by permission of Allah. So when the command of Allah comes, and it will be concluded in truth, so when the command of Allah comes, it will be concluded in truth, and the falsifiers will thereupon lose. We sent messengers before thee. Of some we have related to thee, and some we have not related to thee. It was not for any messenger to bring a sign, save by God's leave. When God's command comes justly, the issue shall be decided. Then the vaindoer shall be lost. So the Qaladim. So I read there are two translations. They're different, but literally they're the same. They're the same translation. Allah, God, same. So whenever you see many translations, don't think, oh, this is a different book. It's all the same book. It's just literally being translated by different people and then come to the same conclusion, okay? That is something to note. This is saying that no matter where you are in the world, No matter what language you speak, when you come in contact with the Quran and you translate it word for word, you come and arrive at the same conclusion. And that's worship none but Allah. Worship none but the one that created you. Period. Okay, so let's look at the next ayah I have for you is Surah 16, ayah 36, and I have quite a bit. I literally could pull the whole Quran up and we'd go through every ayah. And that's another thing, as a side note, if you have questions about Al-Islam, if you have challenges to Al-Islam, put it in the comment section because I'm already ready for them. I already have done this with many people, and I've called people to Islam, and in a matter of seconds, they testify to the truth. Just because it's clear. It's clear for anyone with eyes to see or ears to hear that there's no God but Allah. So let's continue. So Surah 16, ayah 36. We surely sent a messenger to every community saying, worship Allah and shun false gods. But some of them were guided by Allah while others were destined to stray. So travel throughout the land and see the fate of the deniers. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Allah in the Quran tells us, with certainty, He sent a messenger to every community. And we understand that communities are big and small. He says every community. That means there's no one that's left out, not even the birds, the bees, the trees, none of them. None of it's left out. So that's why you have all these movies like fairy tales and things like Enchanted, where she's singing and all the birds and everything comes into her window because she's in tune with God. They're sending these messages in a way that is easy to receive by children, but children don't understand them necessarily, although they are mesmerized by them. But it's actually real. It's not fake. It's real. So when you are in tune with Allah, everything bows to you. Everything bows to you. So you'll hear people testifying to, oh, my cat does not step on my Quran. Or you may see, like for me, I've seen bugs like literally prostrate while I'm basically saying prayer, like, and stuff like that. Like, it's in a very interesting way when you stop and pay attention to your surroundings. When you worship Allah, everything bows to